Greetings, all. It's Max, and we are back, and we're going to do a little bit of an economic thing. I know I've been talking about kind of the situation with the world and kind of the market system and the Federal Reserve and all of that for quite a long time. Been saying you probably want to buy food. You probably want to get some chickens or something. Because everything's going to be kind of coming down. And I recommended Bitcoin. And as you see here, I mean, Bitcoin's been down, hit by black swan after black swan after black swan for the last year. Totally not an organized, attack. Totally not. And then we have this right here, where a bank failed, which is the main crypto money, goes through this bank, and where you can trade Bitcoin 24/7, and all the liquidity goes through, I think it was called Silver Lake is the bank. And they failed. And we took a huge dump there. And then what happened was several other banks also failed because the Federal Reserve is raising rates so much, and inflation is literally 20%. Nobody can take it anymore after a year market that's been as terrible as it's been. Nobody can make any money. Nobody has any pension plans anymore. Nobody has anything. So what happened here today with Bitcoin? Why did it go up by 30% in a couple of hours, 20% in a couple of hours? It's because people realize that your banks are toast. None of these banks actually have any money because the rules is that they do not have to keep any reserve. You understand it. You put your money in the bank and the bank owns your money. They don't have to keep any reserve. They can go out and go do whatever they want to with it. And they're failing. They're failing because of the Federal Reserve interest rate hikes. And there's other reasons too. I mean, productivity is way down. Supply chain issues. There's a lot of reasons. But I had talked about this for years and years now. And now it's coming to a head. And I just want to point this out as to where is the people who have money, where are they putting their money right now? You can't put it in a bank. What are you gonna do? You can't even put it in a stable coin in cryptocurrency because they're attacking stable coins. Right? They're putting it into Bitcoin. Huh. Where else is money going? Russia and China may be preparing new gold-backed currency. Well, they not might be. They are. They are literally preparing it. And it's going to be backed by gold. Well, am I going to hold my money in dollars, or am I going to hold it in Russia and Chinese gold-backed currency? I'm going to hold it in gold-backed currency. America is done, guys. I've been talking about this for years. Years. And what America is going to do is they're going to want to go make, not so nice time with this gentleman here. And I'm not a fan of China. I'm not a fan of Russia. I'm not a fan of those people. But when you look at what's going on, it's like who is doing the right thing and who is telling the truth and who is not telling the truth. According to Mr. Joe Biden, there is no problem with the banking system, which he came out with a statement before the markets opened today. And the Federal Reserve came out with a statement before the markets opened today that there's no problems with anything, and that the Federal Reserve is going to be bailing out these banks that are failing, and that's why markets are going up. But how long can that last? How much more money do they have to print? I don't know, man. I made quite a few videos when Bitcoin was sitting there at 16K for 6 months saying, yeah, you probably should get in there. And that's the only thing that's made money this year. For like the last year. You can't make money anyplace else. What are you going to do? You know, these banks have people's pensions, their 401k, and everything else. Who do you think is going to have to pay for bailouts? Do you think it's going to be the rich people? The people who own the banks? The people who made poor decisions? Nope. It's going to be you. So what do we do right now? Stock up on food. Because America is going to take us to war with China. Guaranteed. They don't have any option. They have no option. I think with that, I'm going to be done. Maybe we'll look at the sludge report. Broadening contagion, Fed emergency measures, wild stock swings. Yeah, you see, when a bank fails, it's not just because the bank is doing something wrong. The bank fails because people lose confidence in the bank and they know what's going on and they pull their money out and then they fail. Because even though they don't even actually have to have any reserve, if people pull out, they don't have any lending, they don't have anything, and they have obligations they have to meet. They don't even need to have any money in the bank, and they still fail. They still fail. That's how pathetic the American system is on their fiat currency. And like I said, if Russia, China actually have a gold-backed currency, well, obviously I'm going to use that. But you know what? The best thing is if you use something like Bitcoin, that's not controlled by the United States. It's not controlled by Russia or China or anybody else. And you don't own any, there ain't no taxes and no nothing on that. There ain't no you can say capital gains. Well, if you're buying and selling into US dollars, then yes, there will be capital gains. But if I'm trading Bitcoin for a Russian gold-backed currency, there is no taxes. There is no profit. If I trade my Bitcoin for, let's say, a new computer, there is no profit. So you don't owe taxes on it. Nobody has jurisdiction on Bitcoin, and that's the key factor, jurisdiction. Keep that in mind. With that, we're going to be out of here.